Greetings everyone and welcome. January the 9th, 2026, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unfortunately, this just got even more serious for President Zelenskyy in Ukraine. Why? The results of the press conference with the Trump administration and big oil talking about Venezuela. You see, people are snickering lightly right now about Trump's joking comment, I assume, and his claim that Denmark had a boat in Greenland 500 years ago. And what right does that give them to own it? But meant to be funny or not, what he said next is not funny, and that is it's a direct threat to global security. Now, before you start accusing me of bashing, I'm not bashing. I'm sharing a video. I'm going to show you the facts and then you can evaluate it for yourself. Because in these clips, President Trump admits he defends better what he owns, which devalues alliances and leases and agreements. He explicitly says if he can't buy Greenland, he'll take it the hard way. And I know he throws these big balls out there and then pulls back from it and sees what sticks to the wall. I know. But what does this mean for Ukraine? What does this mean for President Zelenskyy, who just released a statement saying, I want to speak with Trump directly about the security guarantees for us Ukraine after the war. You see, if he will not talk about defending Greenland unless he owns it, then how can we accept that he will defend Ukraine in the future? What we are watching is a very dangerous new ownership doctrine unfold, and that will spell disaster for Kiev. So instead of talking about it, let's go right to the sources and look at it. Let's go fact hunting. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing, liking, commenting. Let's go to video clip number 1. Thank you. And the policy question. How much money are you thinking of giving people in Greenland to get them on board with a possible U.S.? I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not. Because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. And by the way, I'm a fan of Denmark too. I have to tell you, and they've been very nice to me. I'm a big fan, but the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. I'm sure we had lots of boats go there also. Okay, we're going to stop there. First of all, I just have to call it for what it is. We did not exist 500 years ago, so we could not have had boats go there. So maybe he's referring to England, I don't know. I'm telling you that this is the facts. We didn't exist 500 years ago. Secondly, we can't have China or Russia as our neighbors because if so, they're going to come and just take over. So guys, I just draw your attention real quick to Google Earth here. And we'll make this simple and quick. Here's the United States, of course, on a globe. Greenland up here due north, which is the missile barrier over this Arctic between Russia and the United States. Russia being actually here, the US being down here, and the quickest route is over Greenland. This is why flights go over Greenland. We understand that. But I've got news for you. We are already the neighbor of Russia. In fact, they're one of our closest neighbors, almost as close as Canada and Mexico. Because you see right here, wasn't it just days ago that in this region where we're 7 miles apart that we were talking about the Putin-Trump bridge? Oh, but we don't want them to be our neighbor. Well, they're already our neighbor. So just fact-checking because this spells trouble for Ukraine in the future. Now, let's go to clip 2. It gets even a little more interesting. But we need that because if you take a look outside of Greenland right now, there are Russian destroyers, there are Chinese destroyers and bigger, there are Russian submarines all over the place. We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland. And that's what they're going to do if we don't. So, we're going to be doing something with Greenland, either the nice way or the more difficult way. Now, I will not get into the NATO conversation. I don't know where these thoughts are coming from that China and Russia are going to imminently invade and occupy Greenland, and there's Russian and Chinese ships, destroyers, and submarines everywhere. So, I want to go facts. This is the latest refreshed Marintra. Com and I understand there are multiple sources out there, and I searched this deeply to find the most accurate. So you're not always going to have the military ships some, but of course there can be things that are there that are not showing. But to the best of my ability, we just need to look at marine traffic. This is the world, so this is over Iran, India, up into the toward Iran, Black Sea. You come down around southern Africa, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, but guys around Greenland. There's more ships around Iceland than are around Greenland. Cargo vessel, fishing vessel, polar princes. That must be a polar national. You can go here and just look at these. So okay, maybe militarily they know something that nobody else knows, but the reality is just don't see the facts for it. Let's go now to clip number 3. Please go ahead, ma'am, on Mr. President. Why is it so important to you to own it when you have a military presence there, which you could expand to affect the security? Because when we own it, we defend it. You don't defend leases the same way. You have to own it. And you know, with a nation, look at what happened with Obama with that horrible deal they made with Iran. It was a short-term deal. It was like a 9-year deal. Countries can't make 9-year deals or even 100-year deals. Countries have to have ownership. And you defend ownership, you don't defend leases. And we'll have to defend Greenland. If we don't do it, China or Russia will. Not going to happen. Once again, the last time I checked, you know, where Greenland is protected by the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So I don't want to talk about that. I'm just sticking right to the facts here. 2 statements there. You defend what you own. You do not defend what you lease. That is why President Zelenskyy tonight, you can look it up. I have the bullet points actually right here, and it's the second one, and the third one. Zelenskyy is expecting to receive a response from Russia at the end of this month about the peace talks, the plan. But the president, third bullet point, stated he wants to personally discuss with Trump the specific security obligations of the USA in the event of a Russian resumption of aggression. This statement from Zelenskyy came out prior just hours or minutes before the press conference. So, Zelenskyy had not even seen what Trump stated about ownership and the difference defending ownership versus leases. And remember, we've got a Earth deal and now there's some peace already being given to some company. It's looking like that has a relationship with President Trump historically speaking. But there was something else in there. If you listened really closely, he said, you know, Obama had a 9-year agreement with Iran, that didn't work out, short agreements. He goes, even 100-year agreements don't work. Did you catch it? Who has a 100-year agreement with Ukraine? That's right, Great Britain. Much lauded, much snorts a lot of kudos about that great 100-year relationship. And here a President Trump saying, you know, 100-year relationships, 100-year agreements, 100-year leases, whatever, doesn't even mean anything. You must own it. So I'm not here to bash. I'm here to share the truth. And I'm asking tonight for your comments. What are your thoughts? I've shown you the maps. I've shown you the statement of Zelenskyy. We've talked about UK, the response to that with the ownership of Greenland. We'll just take it. Russian, China, all the boats there. I've done my very best to present facts to you guys, and now it's time for you to evaluate. As you're doing that, remember we are still doing very well on our project Constantine fundraiser to finish Peachstream. I can tell you right now we are getting closer by the day. The goal is 320,000. When we started this cooperative agreement here with Project Constantine and partnering with Professor Gerdes to finish Peachstream, we were at 205,000. And now, you guys, we have pushed it to 281. We are 39,000 pounds away from finishing Peachstream, and we're going to do it because of you. Thank you for your support of Ukraine. And as you can see, it's more needed now than ever. Very difficult night last night, and guys, Iran heating up. We see what's happening in Ukraine. So make sure you have that notification bell on, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider it. really does help a lot for us to get the message out. You guys be blessed, and we'll be back soon.